From the Studio 13 Studios in Splendora, Texas, Hank's Think Tank is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Quiet on set. Picture is up. All right, roll sound.
Rolling.
Roll cameras.
Cam's rolling.
And 3, 2.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Hank's Think Tank. 2 in 1 day, so we're doing pretty good. Again, it's political season, and so I've got Christopher Ellis in today. He is running for a city council position at Roman Forest. So it's Roman Forest City Council position 2. And so we're going to grill him today, put him in the hot seat, find out what he's all about. You know, it's important in these local elections to get to know who's running for these positions, because it's the only way that we can guarantee that things will go the way that we want them to go. And it's our responsibility as voters to assure that. So with that being said, Christopher, welcome aboard, man. How's it going?
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here.
Good to have you aboard. What made you decide to run for city council? It's a big position, believe it or not. So it's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, I think so. I think it does. I think it's a lot of responsibility. So I've been a resident since 2019. I'm in the construction industry, and then I do a lot of business in Roman Forest, and I just feel like I can help, be a big help with the city council and the ordinances and stuff like that. So I was like, last year I wanted to run. This year I was able to make it, and schedule had kind of lifted up on me. So I was like, I'm gonna try it.
Okay, cool. Have you ever been on a board before or anything?
No, sir, I haven't.
No? Yeah, it's an interesting situation. It's kind of a big responsibility. So glad you decided to throw your hat in there and make an attempt at it. It takes a noble individual to do something like that. We don't have enough community involvement. And so to see somebody step up and say, yeah, I'm willing to give it a shot. I think I got something to offer. That's a good thing.
Yeah, thank you.
So in the event that you get elected, do you have anything that you think you'd like to see accomplished in your first term?
Yeah, in my first term, I would love to see, I want to kind of review the budget a little bit and just to see where, I can help out. I think it's going to be difficult. I think there's going to be challenges, so I can't, promise or guarantee anything. But I would like to look at the budget for sure, look at the city ordinances, see if I can help out with the permitting process, make it a little bit easier onlining people or onlining vendors, and then also look at the taxes in the appraisal district and see if we could help residents out there as well.
Okay. Yeah, taxes are killing all of us.
Yeah.
And even though our tax rates seem to be going down a little bit, the appraisals are going up, and end result is you write a bigger check anyway.
Yeah.
So,
with the real estate market, the way it's going, I guess the appraisals or the housing market's coming down a little bit, but when I first moved in 2019, I want to say I purchased my house for a little less than 180, and I think right now we're at like 260 appraisal, and I was just like, man, taxes have gone up, $2,000-$3,000, which I mean, it comes out to be a few $200-$300 extra a month, but still.
It's a lot when you add
it
$200 or
is.
$300 extra a month at the end of the year. You're talking about $3,000. So
Yeah,
I mean that's wow.
Yeah,
that's a bunch.
Yeah, that's a big budget. I mean,
it's a big bill for each individual.
It is.
And I think really what it is it's the appraisal districts, and actually this is happening across the state of Texas. It's their last ditch effort to try to gain enough ground to help build a better infrastructure than the infrastructure that a lot of these towns and communities already have. We're growing at an exponential rate. I mean, things are just growing beyond what anybody ever expected. And we're in a cool position because, years ago, all this was really rural, and there weren't any future plans because it was always going to be rural. It was never going to change. You know, a lot of the dirt roads would always be dirt roads, and you know, places like Community Drive would never be 99. You know what I mean?
Right.
So none of that was going to happen, and now it has. And so we're stuck in the adolescence of our growth. So how do we answer that? And I think that's where all these astronomical appraisals come into play. But I also think there's got to be a better way to manage that growth and to manage where the money comes from other than taxing us out of our homes. So yeah, I think it's a good idea if you could maybe get together some sort of little task force or something,
Yeah.
you know, from Roman Force, and maybe approach the appraisal district or approach even the state and say, hey, what can we do about these astronomical taxes that we're paying back here? It's too much for most individuals to bear.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the taxes are quite. I don't know exactly what the tax rate is now, but
It's not capped out, and that's what's scary.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, if they had to cap it out, wow.
Well,
You know,
the thing is, you know, with the taxes, it's the tax rate in there, and then the appraisal and stuff like that is like, man, we are kind of getting taxed out of our home. And I don't want to see residents leave just because. I mean, it's a nice neighborhood, and you know, the amenities are okay. Could they be better? Sure, we could add some more amenities, but I'm gonna tax. I mean, we only have so much budget to do that, and so it would be great to, you know, go get to the appraisal district and get a task force or, you know, whatever we need to do and do some research. And then, you know, if we could lower the taxes, add some amenities, that'd be great.
yeah.
You know, or maybe we just take less taxes. I don't know. You know, I would like to, with that, like my whole plan is, you know, getting in there, and then I want to kind of hear the residents' voices, you know, like, just because I have an idea doesn't mean everybody likes my idea.
Right.
I would love to hear, you know, everybody's idea, and then make a decision on that, you know, get it together. Maybe, you know, some of them are pretty similar.
Okay.
And let's do that. Let's make it better for everybody, you know,
I got you.
versus just a single person.
Okay. Do you got kids?
I have 2 boys.
Really? How
Yeah.
old?
I have a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Oh man, you got your hands full.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I do.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason why I asked is because one of the main themes that I've talked to several of the candidates, and one of the main themes has been the park, the city park.
Right.
And you know, I myself have spent some time at the city park. We've done some work over there, and I've always liked it. I thought it was kind of a cool place. I like where it's situated.
Yeah.
The way it's laid out's good. But do you have any ideas about improvements to make the park better or anything like that?
It really wasn't on any of my initial plans, but yeah, I you know, come up with some ideas. I think you could probably there's a lot of trees there, and you know, there's a lot of limbs and stuff that fall down. We could probably make improvements on cleaning up the trail a little bit, maybe redoing the trail, maybe adding in some lighting.
Yeah, some lighting would be
you know,
good.
Yeah, some lighting would be nice. Something that doesn't really, like, you know, updates it but doesn't break the budget.
There you go.
know, let's see what we can afford. Let's see what we're gonna do. You know, and then go from there.
Okay.
And I don't think it's maybe the swings. The swings are pretty old. We could probably update those. I think that's
Yeah.
very efficient. Or
I don't think I've ever checked out the swings.
yeah, they're pretty old.
Are they?
Yeah. We were up there this year. We got some passes to go swim, and we had to wait for some people to leave. And we were out there. We let the kids play in the splash pad. And, some of the things are pretty old. I think like some of the sections where you can barbecue and stuff, yeah, they can be updated. But that would be cool to do.
Yeah.
You know, if that was something the community wanted to do, we could definitely.
You know, the park's even popular with people outside of Roman Forest.
It is.
'Cause I know that, like on 4th of July and things like that, you have people coming from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's a cool thing too.
It
Is to have a community that's good enough to where people outside want to come visit.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So are you happy with the nucleus of the city and how things are running right now, or do you think that some drastic changes need to be made, or is it something you think just fresh eyes?
Yeah, I'm I don't know everything in detail,
Mm-hmm.
but I think Fresh Eyes is gonna be good. Some new ideas, stuff like
Yeah.
that, getting in there and just reviewing some things. I was in oil and gas for a little bit, and one of my tasks I was tasked with was going over our procedures. And I would like to kind of go in there and like we would used to do, we would audit our own company and
Mhm.
audit divisions of the company.
Okay.
And I think that would be good, like, hey, make sure everybody's doing their part and making sure that we're not, doing things or overspending or
Mhm.
or whatever just
Yeah, I mean, over a period of time, things get out of hand
Right.
without anybody noticing. It's a little
Mhm.
here, a little there, adds up to a lot.
it does. It
So
does.
yeah, maybe a good healthy audit. And I know that the city goes through financial audits, and they've passed really well on their financial audits. But as far as their procedural audits, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That may be something that would be worth looking at.
Yeah.
So
yes.
that might be a good thing.
I
Okay.
think so.
What about the budget? Now, I know that Roman Forest has a pretty healthy budget. They deal with a pretty considerable amount of money, and I think that to date, it appears from the outside that money is being spent well. Do you see any places that you think you'd like to maybe steer some of those funds if you could, or?
I'm not exactly sure. I know I was at a recent a recent meeting, and I know there was a budget. I don't remember the amount, but it was for it was for the police department, and they
Mhm.
were making it easier, like the ticket readers.
Mhm.
They like their electronic where they didn't have to write, and it made it easier, made it safer. You don't have to.
Yeah, it seems like that'd be a good deal. You wouldn't have to stand there on the side of the road,
Right.
with pen and paper.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that passed, so I think that's very good. I'm not sure exactly where I would love to see some new budgets at.
Mhm.
I think first we need to evaluate everything.
Okay.
Just kind of evaluate it and see what direction we need to go in, versus jumping into one thing real hard or one thing not, good
I got you,
enough.
yeah.
So, I don't know. I have a lot of different ideas, but without looking at budget and having, some hard facts
Mhm.
to fall on or guide me, I have a lot of cool ideas, but
Okay.
I don't really know what is, what could happen in the next 2 years or the next time
Another
after
COVID
that.
could hit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got you. So any speaking engagements or anything like that coming up? Do you have any fundraisers or anything you're going to be working on?
No, not really. I know,
Okay.
it's November 7th is when we'll.
Yeah, that's November 7th must be election day, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's Tuesday.
So it's pretty close. I don't think I'm gonna do anything big. I'll probably get with some of the neighbors in the community and stuff, go around, probably. I wasn't able to put out any signs yet, and just
Okay.
kind of meet some more neighbors. I know a lot of people in the community, but I don't.
Yeah, I think it's going to open up for signs pretty soon. I think they have an
Yeah.
ordinance, it's like 30 days in advance or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like 15 days after you vote, you gotta remove them. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
So are you going to do any signage or?
I am. Yeah, I had some signs made.
Great.
I'm waiting on them to get in. I've just been very busy
Okay.
lately. So.
Okay. What about a website or a Facebook page? Got any of that kind of stuff?
No, we don't.
Okay.
I think the first term, I'm probably gonna just leave that out, and then
Okay.
as I get my feet wet
Mm-hmm.
and see what it all entails, I would love to. I would love to, carry this on for a long time, and then my goal is to be like a staple in the community. I
Okay.
don't want to move off. I grew up here pretty much. Almost my whole life I've been in Montgomery County.
Yeah.
So, there are some big names here.
Oh, yeah.
And, I want my name to be one of those big names. When you hear Trout or Dunn or, whatever,
Yeah, I gotcha.
I want Ellis to be a staple. So
There you go.
I want to be here. And I like it. Community's always been, meant a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
So even, as my son, he was like 3.5, 4 years old, I started coaching T-ball,
Mhm.
EMC. So
That's cool. Yeah, that's a good thing.
so I've been involved a lot, and then this is probably my first opportunity that I'm able to do something like this.
Okay,
So,
great. So if the voters out there wanted to get to know a little bit more about you, how would they reach you? Do you have a cell phone number or something? you
yeah,
can put out?
yeah. You can reach me. My personal cell is 281-601-2453. Have any more questions or anything, or you can email me, cbellis3309@gmail.com.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, I'd love to, kind of some feedback, or what are y'all's ideas, the residents' ideas, because I definitely want to hear them, that way we can, I don't know if, other councilmen or whatever, but, I want to be able to be reachable,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
want people to be able to reach me and voice their concerns.
Yeah. And that's important,
It
especially
is.
in local government. It's important.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be accessible. If you're not accessible, then what are people voting for besides the name?
Right, exactly.
Okay. All right, do you have any closing statements you want to make? A plea to the voters? Hey, vote for me, man. Come on, if you're going to vote for me.
Yeah. I'm running for position number 2. I think I have some candidates running against me, and I'm sure they're fine, great people.
Mhm.
However, if I get in there, I'm going to do everything I can just to help, and like, I want to look at the budget. I want to look at some of the drainage issues. There's some things, especially being, I've been in construction for a very long time, and that I think I can help out and make it easier for residents, and not strain the residents on permit fees or whatever, and make it just easier for people who live in Roman Forest.
Okay, just kind of streamline government.
Yeah.
Man, that's the opposite of what we do in Washington.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really saw myself in politics
Yeah.
or anything like that, but
And you don't have to be a politician to run for local government. You really
Right,
don't. You just need to
right.
be, a responsible individual who cares a lot about what's going on, and somebody who's level-headed and has good ideas. And you seem to be that kind of guy.
Well, thank you.
So there you go.
I hope I'm a long-term, city councilman. So
There you go.
we'll see.
Fantastic. All right, guys. So there you have it. Christopher Ellis. That's position 2, November the 7th, which is a Tuesday. And so I don't know when the last day to register to vote is, but if you haven't registered to vote, shame on you, man. Get out there and register. What's going on with that?
Yep.
So it's an easy process. Get out there and make your voice heard, especially if you do live in Roman Forest. This is an important election for you guys. And I hope the best for that community, because what happens there spreads around to communities like ours. We're in Splendora. And so what happens in Roman Forest definitely makes a difference to us at what happens here. So with that being said, I am Hank That. This is Hank's Think Tank, and we'll see you in the next one, and it won't be long from now. Thanks.
Thank you.